Unfortunately, some people are, looking into longevity, into the gadgets, into the trends, into what I can do. And guess what? It may work for some, but it doesn't work for others. The
True.
biology and the composition of every single human being is unique.
Yes.
So nutrition is as unique as you are. People don't realize how simple little changes in their life can go a long way. And let's cross something. When we talk about supplementations, if a supplement is a clean label, it's also natural. It's just packed in a different way than besides the food. There's a lot of problems now with kidney stones. There's a lot of people with a lot of issues because the over intake of protein.
Let me ask you something. Why do so many people feel constantly tired, inflamed, slowly gaining weight after 40, even though they're eating healthy and they're quite active? And at some point, you probably ask yourself the question. We hear so many different things on social media, so many trends about like diet, carnivore diet, keto diet, vegan diet, low protein, low carbs. It feels like there is a new trend every week. But the most frustrating part is that there is so much a contradiction in this. It's impossible to know who's right or who's wrong. And we still don't understand what actually happened, the changes that we have in our body after 40. So today, I'm joined with Maria, a nutritionist who works with real physiology, not trends, and who understands how to fuel the body as it evolves. I'm very happy to have her with us today. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Really happy to have you. I told you we met at the Cannes Festival.
Yes.
And I heard her speech. It was just amazing. We are sharing basically the same vision of longevity, but we will have the opportunity to, I will have the opportunity to ask her a lot of questions today.
Amazing. Looking forward to it. Let's do this.
The first question that I have to ask you, when we reach 40, do we have to eat differently?
To be honest with you, yes.
Okay.
It's not completely changing the diet. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm 40, I have to completely change everything that I eat. But we do need to adjust.
Okay.
So think about this. When we are growing as a baby, we start with breast milk or formulas, and then we start introducing foods according to the needs of the child.
Yes.
So through our adulthood, obviously, we start changing the body as well. So when we get to 40, for most people, that is a time that the body starts doing something differently. The hormones start acting differently. Our muscle mass is going to decrease regardless what we do. There's a lot of changes. So yes, it's not a myth that you need to change your diet after 40s. It's definitely something that we need to do, but it's more like an adjustment.
Okay.
It's more like a more conscious eating than a radical change.
Okay. Because I studied with the very question, and it's a question that I ask myself. When I turned 40, I started to put on weight. Of course, my life at the moment wasn't that healthy, but I was wondering why. I've been doing sport quite often in my life, and I didn't change drastically the way I was eating, but I was putting on weight.
Correct.
Putting on weight. And I was feeling like my stomach, something wrong was happening, but impossible to know exactly what was going on into my body.
Exactly. And I think because when we reach the 40, for most people, they're big milestones, but at the end of the day, the every day is almost the same. You turn 40 on your birthday, but nothing in the life has completely changed, but your body has been preparing for this change along the way. So everything that you say is what I face with most of the people and clients, like after 40, I gain weight, I'm doing the same, I'm still physically active. And it's because, no, you're doing something wrong. It's because you're not adjusting. Now you need a little bit of different ratio when it comes to micronutrients. You do need to have less fat, a little bit more protein, because your body now is relying more into the protein source for your muscle loss, right?
Okay.
So I understand what you're saying, and this is something actually quite common. So I want people to understand that it's not that they're doing something wrong or the body's completely doing something different or something is happening. It's just an adjustment period. I also call it evolution.
Okay, yeah.
It's our body evolving into a maturity, which is a wonderful time of our lives if we do it the proper way.
Yeah. It's really funny because I was just thinking about something that you said, and it's true. When we're born, we're drinking milk, okay, until a certain time, and then we have to adapt. Correct. So it's like we don't get protein when we're little because there is a reason why the stomach is not ready to absorb the protein.
Yeah, to break it down.
So
Yeah.
basically, we should be adapting what we eat our whole life.
Correct.
And from the moment we turn 15, we eat the same things until we reach 40, 50. And even people now, they're 60, 70, and they haven't changed the way they eat.
Exactly. So I would say one of the biggest secrets to longevity is nutrition.
Yes.
It is really a base to how your body is going to adapt to absolutely
Yeah.
everything else.
I really, 100%, more even more like 500% agree with you on this one.
Perfect. I'm glad you agreed to it because some people are trying so many things like you're talking about, so many trends, and there's so many tools right now for longevity, right? Like longevity became a thing and it's good, meaning I'm glad that now we want to live healthier longer because people were just kind of like, oh, I'm growing old and then just kind of give up on life. Now people like us in our 40s, I feel like life just getting started.
I'm not 40. I'm 35.
You know, we're already 40. So now we feel like life just getting started.
Exactly.
Like I feel like I have so much time ahead of me. So I love that now longevity became a thing, a topic that people are looking into. Unfortunately, some people are looking into longevity, into the gadgets, into the trends, into what I can do, into having like all these things. So supposedly if we go with that, longevity is only for the few who can afford it.
Yes.
But what about for the everyday gal that wants to do everything right but doesn't have the time or all the financial means to buy every single gadget that comes into life? So that's why I say nutrition will be the first place when you start increasing your longevity.
Yes, true. It's just like I've been trying so many different diets. And we're all getting confused by the social media. We see, oh yeah, you need to get protein. Fat is not good. Fat is good. Low carb, because carb is not good at all. Then another one who says, carb, you need carbs. And I think now I have more knowledge about that, but probably many people, they're completely lost. And it's very hard to understand where's the truth.
Yes.
Because we're also different. So maybe what I'm going to eat will not suit you, and what you eat will not suit me.
Yeah. And that's something that I want to, and I love that we're touching on this topic because as a dietitian and nutritionist who went to school for 5 years plus to study what food does to your body, and then other people out there, because they have an experience with something that works for them, now they call themselves nutritionists. I think this is painful for every dietitian in the world, but it is completely true. So the thing about food science is the foods do something to your body, right? It's just the simple truth. And for every single body, because the genetic composition of every single human is so unique and different, that's why not everything works for everyone. So we talk about, keto diets, glucose free diets, or like so many things, and fasting. And guess what? It may work for some, but it doesn't work for others. The biology and the composition of every single human being is unique.
Yes.
So nutrition is as unique as you are. There are some general rules, of course. There's macronutrients, there's amounts, there's calories intakes and everything like that we can say in an average what work for most people.
Yes.
But when we're looking into, a human being to optimize their health, we definitely need to look into their proper nutrition according to their DNA needs.
Yes.
And it's not as complicated as it sounds, to be honest with you. People are thinking, oh my gosh, DNA testing and everything like that. Obviously, we want to get further. We want to go deeper. We can get into that.
Yes.
But some of the stuff is just understanding your body, which is much easier than people think, Like some people are very glucose resistant. Some people are very sensitive, and it's very easy to know.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of understanding your body and then just adapting what your body actually requires instead of putting something that you heard on Instagram, on TikTok. Oh, this worked for this person, so let me try it.
Yeah.
It won't work that way.
Yeah, that's it's very interesting because when you say that we're all different, I mean we're all coming from Africa basically, but then we moved on other continents, and to survive, to adapt to the places where the people they were moving, the genetics also evolved.
Yes.
So people that lives in Europe, they can now eat something completely different than people that lives in Africa.
Correct.
and they might get trouble with the stomach, with the gut, eating some products that people in Europe won't have.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot about the. I'm going to try not to do mistake. Is it genomic?
Nutrigenomics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You do that also?
Well, I do when it's needed.
Okay.
I mean, usually, to be honest with you, the cases that I get with most clients is just quick adjustments. People don't realize how simple little changes in their life can go a long way.
Okay.
When we come with a person who is, have autoimmune issues, he has chronic diseases that are long-term, he has some genetic predispositions to some issues, yes, we definitely go more into deep, and he's huge help. Like, it definitely changes completely, because instead of doing a trial to see how this work or not work, when you go into nutrigenomics and you go directly into the DNA, I know that you know exactly what you need to do.
Yes.
So I mean, at the end of the day, I think nutrition should be based on the biology of the body and not necessarily on what people think is right? Like, again, nutrition is a very misconcept, if I can say that, profession, because a lot of people think that nutrition is just what you eat, but it's not. It's what food does to your body and how your body performs. I mean, this is the vessel that you live on, right? Like, this is the vessel that allowed you to get up in the morning, to go to work, to exercise, to be a parent, to be everything. So everything starts right there. It is the key.
I mean, if we keep it very like logic, basic things. I mean, nutrition. The main role of nutrition is to provide to our body what it needs to work properly, to function, and to stay alive.
Yeah.
And I think that nowadays we've changed so much the way we were eating that we're not providing what the body needs. And I remember we were discussing something about supplementation, because I was asking you, do we really need to get supplements? Because I'm against all the like biohacking solutions, but you made me change my mind in one thing. Is because living in Dubai, the quality of the food, the quality of the fruits and the vegetables, they're not high. They have a proper lack of nutrients.
Yeah.
And if we don't supplement, then we don't provide to our body what it really needs to work properly.
Correct. And I'm going to back into this. So when I studied nutrition, I mean, I graduated in 2019. So that was a while ago. And back then, supplements were very basic.
Yes.
So our teachers, professors, will try to teach us how to get all the nutrients, micronutrients from food.
Yes.
Because I don't think the supplements were that evolved yet. And for the longest time, I did not accept to take supplements because I'm a nutritionist. I have the opportunity to work from home most of the time, so I can control my eating. And then I start feeling that I wasn't feeling my optimized. So as I start 40s, I was like, oh gosh, it's the hormones. Right away, women, we only blame it on the hormones. I was like, it's the hormones. Maybe I'm getting depressed. Maybe blah, blah, blah. And then I did all my blood work. Hormones are optimal level, but my iron was super low. And I was like, what? Again, I moved to Dubai 4 years ago. And maybe when I live in other countries, I definitely already live in 4 countries. And every time I move to a country, I realize that I need to change my diet. Yes, it is. Because it's true though. Like, the fruits and vegetables that come to UAE are imported.
Yes.
So in the process of storage, even if we get them better than other places, it's still. And even though, like we spoke during the talk that I did, the soil that we live on right now is not the same soil that existed 50, 70 years ago. Imagine right now the industry, I mean, the population has grown so much. So obviously the cropping and the farming is fast paced.
Yes.
So the simple fruits and vegetables don't have the amount and like nutrients that they used to have a long time ago.
Yeah.
So after I did all the work on myself, I started realizing that, you know what, I need to study supplements. And then I went into a deep dive into supplementation. Obviously, everything that I recommend or talk about it is because I tried it on myself, because I know there's clinical studies behind it. Because again, I'm not going to go tell people to do something just because everyone is doing it. So yes, for supplementation, I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't feel like it's an unfortunate thing anymore, because the good thing is now we have sources and resources to continue our healthy lifestyle and make sure we don't lack any vitamins and minerals in our body, which again are the function for every single one. Our cells are surrounded by minerals like calcium, sodium, and if you
We
lack
need that.
those,
Yes.
magnesium,
Yeah.
and if you lack those, your cells are not going to function properly. Where do you get those from? From food. And when food is not enough, supplementation. But don't get me wrong, I don't believe in overdosing in supplements.
That was my next question,
Oh
because
my
some
God.
people, they have like a whole pharmacy with magnesium, calcium, iron, the zinc. Like I went to a friend last time, and he had probably like 50 different boxes
I
of
believe
pills.
you.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, but this is not normal. This is not natural. So
Yeah.
for me, it's a bit like you know, it's a fight, because
Yes.
I really believe that we can do the things in a natural way. But in the meantime, I mean, if I was living in a country where I know that the soil is good, like in the Caribbean or like in Colombia, because the fruit, they are really rich
Yeah.
there, I would probably don't need the supplement. But living in Dubai, I cannot put my life at risk just because I want to do the things properly. I
Yeah.
need also to protect myself, and that's why I started also to get some, like for example, omega-3,
Yeah, very
because
key.
the omega-3 that I was taking, and because I don't eat nothing that comes from the animals, so for me it was a bit tough to get the proper
Yeah.
omega-3. So I had to get
Exactly.
it from like the right supplementation.
Exactly. And let's cross something. When we talk about supplementations, if a supplement is a clean label, it's also natural.
Yes.
It's just packed in a different way that besides the food. But I completely understand what you're saying. I also have the husband of one of my good friends. He takes 20 supplements in the morning before he leaves the house. And then he hasn't asked for my opinion, but I'm dying to say something. But it's kind of like, if you even look into the supplements, that's another magic about nutrition that people don't understand. Not everything goes together. There's some things that don't work well together. There's some things that actually will impair the absorption of something if you take them together.
Yes.
So that's why supplementation needs to be smart.
Yes.
It needs to be key, meaning that it should fulfill the gaps.
Yeah.
It should not replace
Yeah.
a healthy lifestyle and a good nutrition.
Yeah.
It should be like in your case, omegas are essential, and you can get it from the nuts and everything like that, but in very minimum amounts.
Exactly.
And they have a lot of calories.
Exactly.
And as we grow old, brain function is huge. We need our neurons to be definitely sustained. Omega is the key.
Is the key.
So what do we do in these cases? Okay, a good natural supplement can support that need. So I believe that supplementation is there to support you, to support the human's body, to support the needs of people, especially after 40. We don't absorb the same, unfortunately. But it's not to overdo it, for sure.
I have many friends, women, that have that problem, iron deficiency. How could you explain that? And especially it's in Dubai. So I don't know, it's because we're living here, but I know probably like 5 or 6 women that has the same problem, iron deficiency.
Yeah. So women in general and across the world are very prone to have iron deficiency because of the menstrual periods, right? Like that's something that it happens every month. And so women actually have more severe the ones. I think in the UAE, there's a lot of lack of legume consumption, even if it's such a available thing. So that's a big, big part of the iron intake that people are neglecting. Again, Dubai, especially more than the rest of the UAE, is a very fast-paced environment.
Yes.
So I don't think people are eating meaningfully, meaning that they eat whatever it is. They don't really take a good intake of what nutrients am I going to take, and I'm having enough of them. So I think because of the fast-paced environment, because of the foods and availability is probably different from what they had in their countries, that's something that is very common. Believe it or not, even vitamin D. We live in a sunny country with sun all year round. And the vitamin D levels here in the UAE are so low. I was so shocked when I learned that. I was like, what? People move here to have vitamin D. But it's because the many things during the summer, everyone is indoors. And when we go outside, we obviously, to protect their skin, we use either clothing or sunblock. So depends on where we live, the nutrient intake or the nutrient deficiency, it could definitely change. So in Dubai, I would say for women is because the different changes of diets and at the same time, the fast-paced environment that is not allowing a lot of people to eat the proper foods all the time.
Yeah, that is funny that you're talking about vitamin D because the last blood test I've done, I was like really extremely low on vitamin
I will
D.
get you the best vitamin D because it's
Yeah.
essential. Vitamin D, people take it for granted.
Yeah.
It goes for your vision. That's what people know. It goes for your bones, but it also affects your mood.
Yes.
Because it actually goes right straight into your neurons and brains connection. So if people feeling sad or people feeling like low, that's why in winter countries, I live in Canada for 14 years. That's why in winter, it's not just the lack of sun that it makes you sad.
Yeah.
It's the lack of vitamin D.
Yes.
So very crucial.
Yeah.
So now
No,
I know.
it's very like so sometimes it's funny because here we're living in the sun and we are kind of like running out from the sun. And people that lives in the country, for example, in Paris, every time you have a little bit of sun, like everybody's out. And maybe it's also something that we need to understand here because, as you said, many people here have a deficiency in vitamin D, which is not normal when you live in this fantastic weather because it's sunny from the very beginning in the morning until
sunset. Yeah, very good.
The next question that I have for you,
tell me,
it's about fasting because many people talks about fasting. Fasting is helping us to lose weight, is helping us to regenerate our cells. It's a trend, intermittent fasting.
Yes.
But what can you tell us about that? What is behind fasting?
Okay. There's a whole science behind fasting, and that's why that is controversial, like you say initially. It's a very controversial topic, but I'm going to make it simple. Fasting, when the body goes into fasting, it goes very different modes in men and women, okay? Yes. Women's metabolism is very, very connected to our hormone levels.
Okay.
Men metabolism is more connected to muscle than to the hormones. So there's a bridge. So when we go into fasting, it would say that it's more effective into men because when a man goes fasting, is a very simple equation. Less calories, weight loss. Yeah. And your body start going for whatever is on your body in order to get what is needed to continue performing. With women, when they go into fasting, the first thing is affected is the hormones. Like it goes right into your thyroid, which is what most of the hormones are regulated. So if it creates a problem there, then we're talking about most likely a high levels of cortisol. Oh. And when a woman has, and more men as well, but in the case of women, where they have high levels of cortisol, the body is into a fear state. Okay. It's going to store more fat because the body believes that something wrong is coming. Is going to disrupt your sleep because the body needs to stay alert. Like you are literally pulling your body into a stress mode. So I think fasting should be done the right way. Okay. If we're going to talk about women fasting over 40, I would say, please go to a nutritional specialist that will go through because it can help you control blood sugars. It can help you reset the hormones after 40. Women before 40, I wouldn't say you don't need to fast. You just need to adjust your diet, your workout, and things like that. So fasting is something that if you do it right for men, most likely is going to do wonders. Okay. And I would say if you are a woman before 40s, most likely you just need a good change on your diet and a good workout in order to get the results that you want. And if you're going to be a woman 50 fasting after 40, do it the right way, guide it with the right people because it could help you. Like some women do get into a plateau per se when they're trying absolutely everything. And then all of a sudden their hormones are disrupted. The blood sugar levels are all over the place. And in cases like that, we can definitely go into intermittent fasting. Yeah. The best way to implement a general intermittent fasting for most people, men and women at any age, is try to eat your calories during the day, meaning that, have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and try not to eat after dinner until next morning. Because, not just because, if you eat late, is going to make you gain weight. No, I mean, for some people it might happen, for some people no. It's because the body needs to recover, needs to process, and the best way for your body to do that is naturally at night. Yes. So if people want to try intermittent fasting to see if it works for them, I would say doing after 7 p.m., do not do any food intake until maybe next morning, 9 a.m. Okay. And just that little one, when you are just sleeping, it makes wonders. People don't realize that, and they believe, especially women, that they want to lose weight quickly, going to fasting for 2 days. And after that is a whole mess. Like hormones as
Yeah.
disruptor, cortisol levels are off the roof. They feeling like this is not a life we're living. They go into overeating and it's just
Yeah.
backfires.
And I've seen also many people do the intermittent fasting for 16 hours, 20 hours, thinking that they were doing the thing the right way. But then as soon as they have to eat, they start to eat everything that is not good for them. So, I mean, what's the point? What could be like really dangerous for someone that does a fasting, for example, for 20 hours and after that eating proper junk food?
Exactly. Imagine what the body is going to. All of a sudden, your body is trying to get something. And as soon as you put something so bad into your body, the body is going to absorb it. And that's what you're going to live in. That's what you're putting back into your cells. And your cells were trying to do the right thing. So fasting needs to be done the right way.
Okay. So what would be the advices that you will give to someone that is 40, 45 that want to completely reset his health to be in a better shape, better health? What would be those advices that you will give to that person?
Okay.
Let's say, for example, me, I'm 45. No, I'm not 45. I'm 49. But yeah,
you look way younger for sure.
Thank you. But yeah, what would, because I really want the people that will watch the episode of the podcast to understand that there's always a solution, but the good thing is to follow the proper process.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, so these are going to be my recommendations to people over 40 who want to reset their health. First of all, go to the basic foundations. Again, adjust your diet as simple as lower your fat intake, especially the bad fats that we call it, like the processed fats and everything like that. Go to more whole foods, increase your protein intake. And again, protein, I'm not talking about excessive amounts of protein like the social media does, but after 40s, our protein intake definitely needed because we do have a lot of muscle mass, so the muscle needs to replenish with some protein intake. So nutrition will be the first base they can look into.
Okay.
And I also want to say that just because you're 40, because the other day a lady came to me and she was 50. And I started telling her, I'm like, you can do this. And she's like, oh, I'm too old. I'm like, you're not too old. You're only a few years away from me. And it's always a good time. And you can definitely reset your lifestyle at 40 or plus.
Yes.
So first foundation is your nutrition. Go back into basics and go back into learning. Okay, now my body is this age. I'm this tall. I am this gender. What will be the first thing I need to change? Okay, first thing, basic, increase your protein, lower your fat intake. Go into fiber intake. That's another thing, especially for women. Fiber intake is huge. It's going to regulate your appetite. It's going to control your blood sugar levels. So nutrition is basic. Second, movement. I mean, don't avoid it. People want to do a good diet and not exercise. And a strength exercise, working on your muscle mass is essential. Is essential. You may not have to do it every day. You don't have to do heavy lifting, but at least 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
Also, strength training
Yes.
is going to change your life. And last but not least, sleep and recovery.
Yes.
We talk about this. I mean, when we were young, I mean, I don't know you, but I was extremely active, of course. I was in university. I have 2 jobs and I had a big social life. I don't know how to handle that. And yes, I could go out all night, sleep for an hour, and next morning, like nothing ever happened. Don't tell me about that right now because it won't happen. And that's fine. That's fine. But that's essential. We need to allow our bodies for recovery because you know what? Recovery is where we either age faster or we slow aging. A good recovery will slow your aging.
Yes.
A non-recovery will make you age faster.
Yeah.
So 3 things to reset your health after 40: nutrition, movement, sleep, and recovery.
Yeah.
That's it.
I remember it's funny because when you were talking about your social life, I was in college. We were studying on the Wednesday. Then Wednesday afternoon, we were going out the whole night. Then I was sleeping at a friend, waking up, sleeping 2 hours. 2 hours, 2-3 hours, going to class, same class, Thursday, and this from Wednesday until Sunday.
Yeah.
Every day like this. Now,
Now we're not
I
in bed by
finished.
10, the next day doesn't occur.
I finished at the hospital emergency.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. One question, because we hear a lot about protein. I hear 2 grams per body weight
Per
kilos,
kilo,
one per 1 gram per body weight kilos, 4 grams. What is the real what is the answer from that question from
Okay.
you? Because
So
it can be very, it's the same, disturbing for people. You hear this and that and I see now there's a trend everywhere you go. You go to Spinach, you go to Weight Rolls, it's protein everywhere.
oh my
You
goodness,
grab
yes.
pasta, bread, protein, oranges, protein, like it's
Yeah.
protein everywhere.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think that is that good. I do agree with you that we need more protein, because after 40 we need to fight against the sarcopenia. So we need to keep our muscle
Yeah.
good. But do we
But this
need?
hype about protein,
Yeah.
when we were growing up, no one talked about protein.
No one.
Like everyone knew just have a balanced plate.
Exactly.
You know, protein, vegetables, and carbohydrates, and that's it. And all of a sudden, protein became a thing. So two things. It's because overall people consume way more carbohydrates than protein. So I think in the nutrition world, we were trying to give the importance of protein. But again, social media took it to the other level, you know, to the extremity. And you have to have a protein-based diet, and you have to have, you know, this much protein. So it is a basic rule that if you protein intake is average 1 per kilogram of weight is ideal. But again, it will increase according if you're male or female. But protein is definitely essential. I do not believe so much either into, like you say, everything is now high protein. And you look into the labels. Like the
Yes.
other day, I did a reel about this because they have these protein bars, and it has 13 grams of protein. It had 14 grams of
Sugar. Yeah.
and carbohydrates,
Yes.
and 20 grams of fat. I'm like, this is not a high protein. It's high everything else, and protein is the lowest. So, and keeping this, most of the breads that we have consumed
Yes.
has some protein. Most of the milk has protein, but before that, it was not advertised is the protein. So I don't believe in the hype of protein should be, oh my gosh, you have to have your whole day protein. It is needed, is essential for sure, but consume it in the most natural whole food sources. You know,
Yes.
go back to fish, chicken, because not just getting the protein, you're also getting a lot of good nutrients from it.
True.
Yeah.
I was eating a lot of protein bars until last year. It was like, because for me it was like I was feeling guilty because I didn't
Because
get,
everyone told you eat protein, and you're like, I'm not
exactly.
having enough.
So I'm like, okay, I need I weighed like 90 kilos. I need 2 grams of protein per body weight. So like it's almost 200 grams of protein per day.
Yeah.
I was eating protein bars, 2-3 protein shake, protein powder, then tofu, then tempeh, then beans. And then at the end of the day, you're spending more time to look at what you eat than live a normal life.
And enjoying.
And
yeah.
I had a discussion the other day with a friend. She lives in Guadeloupe, and she was like, "Oh, today was fantastic because I finally get rid of my protein shake in the morning. I had 2 sardines, 3 eggs, and it was just a snack." She was calling it like a snack.
Oh, wow.
And I said, how much do you weigh? She said 55 kilos. And I'm like, but you know, like just in this meal, you already had the amount of protein that you need for the whole day.
probably a lot of
almost.
fat too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of fat. So I really think that people they don't get it. They're focused on the protein, but it's not just the protein. It's have a balanced meal.
Exactly.
Back to basics.
Back to
the
basics. Like
fundamentals.
if you do, like, you know how when I grew up and when I was studying nutrition as well, they show you the plate and you have your protein, your vegetables, and your
Yes.
carbohydrates. It's as simple as that. Just balance your meal, because you cannot have only one source of macronutrients for everything that you need in your body. There's a reason that your body is so complex, because it needs so many different things. So if you're trying to feed it with one thing, it's just not going to work. And let's keep this in mind. And just now that you mentioned protein shakes and everything like that, they have created huge renal problems. There's a lot of problem now with kidney stones. There's a
Yes.
lot of people with a lot of issues because the over intake of protein. So again, longevity, nutrition, well-being, healthy lifestyle is never about the extremes.
Yeah.
It's about the balance and making all the little pieces work together well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is another thing that many people have been talking with. They are facing a real challenge. In Dubai, you work a lot, and they don't really have the time to have like a proper meal. So most of the time, they just like order on Karim or Talabat. What would be the best advices that you could give to these persons to make sure that if they don't have the time to cook, to still eat properly and healthy?
Okay, so going back to basics, and again, it's as simple as people don't realize it. Go to the grocery store and buy whole fruits. Buy fruits. You just need to wash it. You need to pack it in your backpack and your bag and everything like that. Nuts, like little things that at least will give you some good nutrients throughout the day. And thankfully, the same way that there's so many foods out there are available, there's a lot of meal plans. But make sure you do your research, because a lot of meal plans call themselves healthy and they're not really are. But the good thing about meal plans is you can actually at least count the calories. You can
Yes.
actually ask for the kind ingredients and the amount of portions you can get into it. So my advice for them, don't rely also on the meal plans. Don't rely on Kareem and Noon, and they're gonna hate us for this. They're very good and effective, but the idea is for them to have more control of what they eat. And the best thing is to pack whole snacks, Greek yogurt, fruits, even vegetables. I love carrots. So I love
Same.
snacking on carrots or cucumbers, right? And it's like
Carrots
people
and
don't
hummus.
realize. Oh, exactly. And those are things that you can literally
Yes.
just put in a container and take
Yes.
it with you. And if you have that little control of your diet, you have much better control of what you eat throughout the day. So that's a
fantastic.
basic thing that the people can do.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that this is going to help a lot of people because we're all facing this. I mean, I have the chance to work from home, so I cook every single
We're very
thing that I eat. Sometimes, of course, I go out and just to have a change, but many of my friends here they cannot do that because they work like it's like long hours. They work 10 hours, 12 hours a day, and they're always facing this problem. "Oh, I want to eat better, but I don't know how."
Yeah.
The easiest things is to order something on Karim on Talabat.
Yeah.
Here in Dubai, you get delivered in 15 minutes, so it's
Yeah.
very easy. But thanks to you now, they might have like a better vision about that.
Yeah, and there's a place, I don't want to promote anyone because, but yeah, if you just go into Meal Plans Dubai, you're going to find a lot of good options. Yeah,
Okay.
and instead of guessing what I'm gonna eat today and spending so much
Meal
stress
plan.
on what the meal should be, a meal plan right away. They tell you what to eat, 1, 2, 3. Your stress level is gonna go down because you don't have to think about it, and after that, make your life easier and your nutrition better. Simple.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect. What would be the 3 non-negotiable things that you would say to someone that is getting over 40?
Non-negotiable. Self-care is definitely the first one. I mean, I think after we turn 40 and we are so used to being busy with other people, with our jobs and with everything else, self-care is not non-negotiable. Like, to be honest with you, it's the first thing that it should be for every single person. And I'm not talking about you just physical health.
Yeah.
You're talking about your mental and emotional health. After 40 is a crucial decade between your 40s and your 50s when you're going to build a really good foundation how you're going to be or how you're going to grow old.
Yes.
So self-care is a non-negotiable. Second non-negotiable, the 3 pillars that I mentioned: good nutrition, movement, and sleep and recovery. And last but not least, work on your happiness. Because I do believe that when you are, happiness is a choice. And I think by 40, we have lived so much already that you can realize what is priority to your life and what not. And I think on your 40s, when you work in your self-care, self-love, the 3 pillars, and happiness, it feels like you're going to have a really good rest of your life. I would say that's the recipe for longevity for sure.
You were talking and you were talking about happiness, and it reminds me, I don't know why, it reminds me, I was in Colombia. I was sitting with a friend, and I was always like complaining all the time. And he looked at me and he told me in Spanish, he says, ¿Por qué te quejas tanto?
Yeah.
Like, why you're complaining so much? It's like life is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
It
I mean,
is.
sometimes I think we forget to do simple thing,
Correct.
being happy. It sounds silly, but it's so true.
It's so
Yeah.
true. And
Happiness.
people take it for granted. Like
Yes.
people don't realize how much your day changes if you decide to be happy today. And I know it's not as easy and we can go on in forever, but it is a choice.
Yeah.
It is a choice.
It is.
And if you work on it every day, it gets so much easier that all of a sudden you don't feel like you have to work on it. It's just there in your mind and your body and your soul. And when you're happy, it feels like everything else works well. So why not?
Yeah. And this is also something that I've noticed. People, when they reach 40, 45, they already have kids.
Yeah.
Kids, they are almost independent. And there is a switch because it's like their body makes sure that they will stay focused on some stuff. But then as soon as the kids, they're gone, the problems start now. Like, and I'm trying to tell them this is really the vibe that I want to spread. I mean, there's not a perfect time to improve your health. You can start at 40, you can start at 45, you can start at 50, 60, but start.
Yeah.
Start, because what is it like when you, let's say I have my kids, they're 20, they're independent, then I'm okay, I'm getting soon retired, I can enjoy my time, but my life condition, my health condition doesn't allow me to live properly.
Exactly. And let's be honest, Chris, I mean, we don't know how long we're going to be on this earth.
True.
And we can either choose to enjoy our time being here or not.
Exactly.
So might as well do the thing. So for whatever long we are on this earth, we make a great time out of it.
Yes. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, perfect.
That's beautiful. We should focus to enjoy more and share good time with people. Because for me, there's something also that is very important, and it's related also to the blue zones, where the people live long, like in, I think it's Osaka, no, not Osaka, Okinawa, the island. But you have like 6 blue zone, and Martinique, where I'm from, it's also blue zone.
One of the blue zones,
and it reminds me also my grandma. The way people, they were connecting to each other, they were playing to each other, like they're playing in Martinique. Domino is very famous, so like they all play this game, and this is also a part of longevity.
It is.
Here we see it as like a biohacking. I don't have anything against Brian Johnson, because what he does is fantastic. He's helping science to discover the real potential of the human body.
Of the human body.
He's trying to reverse longevity, but for me, longevity is also sharing with the other. Is like socializing with the others.
Yeah, longevity is how we're going to live happier, healthier, longer. So yeah, if you have a perfect body, beautiful, performing well, but you're waking up sad every day, what is the point, right? So I do think longevity should include not just your physical body, but also your soul, your mind, and everything else that makes you a human.
Maria, thank you, because I think that you have been highlighting us the best way possible. I hope I will have the opportunity to have you back on the podcast.
We will
have plenty of other opportunity of talking, or maybe focusing on something very special. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being with us on the Blue Longevity podcast. And for you guys, watch the episode. Go check what she does, because she's really a fantastic nutritionist if you live in Dubai. And I see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.